And we are here, we are live, and it's another Unique Couples Sunday Night Live. And today our topic is a little different because, of course, we're celebrating
Mm,
something special, someone special. We are celebrating
Mother's
mothers.
Day.
Yes, yes. So we're celebrating. And one of the issues that usually comes up that we don't sometimes don't think about year round, but it is definitely something that affects mothers. And I know because I'm a mother of three, it's those small things or those big things that just happen year round all the time. And sometimes we struggle and we need help. So if you're a mom, this conversation is for you. If you are in love with a mom, have a mom, planning on being a mom, then you need to stay tuned in for this conversation. We are talking about,
The biggest issues affecting mothers in marriage.
and we have our special guest with us, Lloyd Allen. So stay tuned in to hear more about him and these big issues that are affecting mothers today.
Good evening and welcome back, Unique Couples community. Welcome to another Unique Couples Sunday Night Live. We are Vito and Linda Patrick here in Freeport in the Bahamas, and we want to welcome you to another Unique Couples Sunday Night Live. Go ahead and type in hashtag Live Squad in the chat. Let
Mhm.
us know where you are watching from. A special happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Those of you that'll be watching the replay, go ahead and type in hashtag replay. We are talking about the biggest issues affecting mothers in marriage today. And we have special guest with us, Lloyd Allen, and he will be introduced very shortly. And we want you to go ahead and share and let friends, family members, let them know that we are here, we are live, we are talking about the biggest issues affecting mothers in marriage.
So if you're a mom, go ahead and type mom in the chat. If you're expecting to be a mom, go ahead and put expecting. Let us know. And then definitely, if you love a mom, go ahead and put love mom in the comments below. Go ahead and, like Vito said, share, share, share. We are always sharing because we want to always help. So share to help. Put those
Yes.
comments in, and then of course get your questions. Get your questions ready. Put them in the comments as we go and listen to um, the conversation today. Yes.
Yes. If you haven't subscribed to the Unique Couples YouTube channel, you want to go ahead and subscribe. Click that subscribe button, and you want to make sure you turn on that notification bell and select all. Select all so you can know every time we go live here at Unique Couples. So you want to make sure go ahead and subscribe. So this evening we have special guests with us, Lloyd Allen, who is going to be talking with us this evening on the biggest issues affecting mothers in marriage. Hello, Lloyd. How are you doing this evening?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome,
Awesome.
awesome.
Yes, it is great to have you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a marriage and family therapist and also mental health counselor, um, Lloyd Allen, here with us today. And yes, that was Barry University, right? Where you went to school and got all of that wonderful knowledge that you're about to share with us tonight. I remember writing about some of the struggles. Like it's sometimes it was just hard sometimes at Mother's Day. You think about all these expectations and all of these things that are that you should be and you should be doing and knowing what to say and just being this like it's like perfect mom. And the reality is the pressure is there, but the reality is it doesn't really happen. So we, of course, I'm especially thankful to have you today to share some light and really get our husbands and children and family members to really see what is really affecting moms today, and we cannot take any of that for granted. So we're all excited to have you. Go ahead and let our viewing audience know a little more about you. It is yeah. Mhm.
Yes, Lloyd. Go ahead. Let our viewing audience know a little about yourself.
All right, okay, I'm Lloyd Allen, marriage and family therapist, also a clinical mental health counselor. I've been also a pastor for many years before I decided to go all out into family therapy. I realized that as a pastor, about 95% of the issues that I've had to address in my pastorate have been family related. So I, understand that I decided then to go all out into dealing with family life issues because that's very important. And so I've been doing this, helping couples for the past 26 years. And so that's my specialty. I deal with marriage restoration, infidelity recovery, divorce prevention, and proper premarital preparation.
Awesome,
Awesome,
awesome.
awesome. Yes, and we know that you've also presented, outside of the USA as well, right? So you've done some of that.
Yes, yes, yeah, I've traveled extensively all around the world, basically Korea, Philippines, Canada, Grand Cayman. Of course, I used to pastor in Turks and Caicos as well, and so I've helped couples all over, just helping to restabilize and restore relationships. Of course, I've been to Costa Rica. I attended a university in Costa Rica for a while as well, so I have a um, little knowledge of Spanish.
Okay.
Okay.
But sometimes I relate to those in the Spanish community as well.
Awesome, awesome. That is definitely good to know. So we can definitely and you can definitely help them as well. That is great. Um, so when we look at you mentioned earlier that 95% was it 95% of the issues that you saw and had to relate to while being a pastor had to do with um, family
Family
problems.
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Family problems, correct. Family problems.
Yes.
And
So
so it's very important because people suffer. One author puts it this way, that the book of heaven is burdened with the woes that result from marriages that are not working, dysfunctional marriages. And so the problems are really more devastating than many people conceptualize.
Mhm. And did you find that, while working with these couples, it was more, um, they hit some of these issues, presented up front, it's like, oh, we're all okay. And then, behind the scenes, it was just a whole lot of drama and trauma happening that they probably sometimes did not address or get, help with.
That is one of the big problems that we face. People, for many different reasons, perhaps because of their citizenship in the church or their image in the community, but people are very reluctant to seek help for a failing marriage. And because of this, many continue to suffer in silence, which is really unfortunate. But we encourage people, whenever you're having a problem in your relationship, seek help. Don't suffer in silence. We know that one of the major causes of heart disease is stress. And, and when you're married and you have issues that are not being addressed, then that creates tremendous stress, not only on the relationship, but also on your own heart. So people must be conscious of the importance of protecting their own heart.
Awesome.
Awesome,
Awesome.
awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, so Unique Couples Community, go ahead and type those questions in the chat. If you have any questions, we'll take those questions at the end. And also, you want to make sure you listen in so you can give your takeaway. We want to get those takeaways at the end as well. So, Lloyd, we're just going to turn it over to you and
Yes.
you can
So
take
we're
it from there.
talking about,
The biggest issues affecting mothers in marriage.
yeah, so let us know about those issues that mothers are facing, and then how, even as a husband, how they could relate to it, or children, or how they can basically get some assistance with some of these issues, or how other people could be of assistance to these mothers.
All right, beautiful. Well, first of all, let me just use this opportunity to convey a special word to mothers on this Mother's Day. I just want to celebrate all the mothers out there. Indeed, your job is very tedious. You have a lot dealing with. You have your successes and you also have your challenges. Some mothers are brokenhearted because of the children who did not turn out to be the children that they expected, or they trained them to become. Others are brokenhearted because of betrayal. They entrusted their life with a man who just did not turn out to be as faithful as they intended. And so some mothers too are brokenhearted for different reasons. Mothers are struggling, financial issues. And so I want to say, mothers, we consider you golden, because just to be hopeful amid the challenges that you're dealing with, just to possess the resilience that you have, and to go on even amid life-threatening circumstances. It's just amazing. I celebrate you. I think about my own mom, for example. Sometimes when, even growing up as a youngster, when we thought that there was not enough money, no food on the table, oh, it's amazing. My mother has something tucked away, and she just made life happen. And so I want to celebrate all the mothers out there, and just to tell you that you are special. As a matter of fact, the Bible reminds us that a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Okay, and all women who decided that you never abandon your children, but you have stuck it out. I want to celebrate you today, and pray that God continue to bless you richly. Okay, let me just highlight some of the major problems that mothers face within the context of marriage. I want to highlight, for example, nine problems that mothers face. First of all, number one, some mothers complain that the dad never attends the kids' school activities. That's a big one. You know, um, mothers, even before they became a mother, they dreamt of a life with this man who would be so supportive, so engaging, always there by her side. And lo and behold, after the children start coming, she feels abandoned. She feels as though she is now left alone, fighting with the kids, and he is not as supportive. And this is a big problem. And primarily because a lot of these men were not trained on how to be supportive dads. They are just living what they learned, and they might have grown up in an environment where their dad was not supportive to their mom. And so, they replicate what they have learned from their family of origin. And because of this cycle continues. And this is a big problem. So now the wife and mother has to deal with this level of dysfunctionality in in the home. A dad who is not as supportive, especially with the children as she intended. So this is one of the big problems with a lot of mothers. They complain that the dad never attends the kids' school activities, no PTA, what we call Parent Teachers Association meetings, and he's not as involved as he might have been. Number two, a lot of women complain that the husband is still attached to his mother's apron string, so to speak, that he's still invested and he is so controlled by his mother's influence. That's a big problem too. And a lot of women believe that they cannot really have their husband the way that they should because his emotions are shared, his affections are shared with his mom. And I just want to say, friends, as much as it is important that a man does not forsake his relatives. Of course, he must always be there offering support to his relatives, especially his mom and dad. The point is there must be parameters within which he operates as it relates to how he relates to his relatives. Okay? It must be remembered that the marriage bond is the closest on earth, closest human relationship. All other relationships are secondary and they must respect the matrimonial circle. And so this is very important, okay? So men must consider their marriage priority. Number three, a lot of mothers, a lot of women complain that the man, her husband, the children's dad, expects too much of her. That's a big problem. They both work outside the home, yet she is expected not just to work outside the home. When she comes home, she's to pick up the kids, take the kids to the doctor, and to take them to their sporting activities, to attend the PTA meetings, etc. Okay, and that's a big thing in the home. They may even be making the same amount of money. She may even be the primary breadwinner, yet she is expected to do so much more in terms of as it relates to the activities at home, the chores at home. And that is a big problem. Many ladies now believe that they are being burnt out because of the avalanche of responsibilities that they have to deal with in the home. And so we just encourage men to be supportive. If you love your wife, then you don't want her to overwork. As a matter of fact, if you want her even to preserve her strength for later, hello, then it's important that you assist her with the chores at home. A lot of men are still of the misconception that there are some roles that are gender specific. Not at all, my friends. The only one that I can think of is just to have a baby, okay, to conceive and to give birth. That I consider gender specific. But as it relates to the chores at home, the man must be involved as much as the woman. And so help your wife, ease her burden, that she can feel that marriage is a blessing as well. And so she believes he expects too much of her. Number four, a lot of mothers believe that at some point in the relationship, even though they might have discussed how many children they want to have, and they came to a consensus, then after the marriage, there are some cases where the wife wants to have more children, and then the husband now renege on how many children they would like to have, even from the discussion that they had prior to the marriage. So, and this is just, of course, it's not a very common problem, but it exists, where some believe that the father believe that, well, I've fathered enough, and so I don't want to have any more kids. That's a big problem. Friends, when during the period of premarital counseling, and by the way, before you get married, friends, it's extremely important that you have proper premarital preparation. I always tell my folk, that to get married without knowledge is almost similar to trying to fly an aircraft as a layman, but you never had a course in aviation. You must expect a mighty crash. And so it is, friends. If you are to do marriage well, it's important that you secure knowledge before you move forward. Knowledge is key. Or without knowledge, you're only blundering along. But with knowledge, you have maximum performance in marriage. Okay, with knowledge. And so this is what I think I want to say now, that in premarital counseling, you had a discussion and you agreed that, okay, we want to have 2 children, 3 or 4, even 5 children. It's important that you listen to each other and you take the discussion seriously. Do not say, well, I just want to get married. And after I'm married, well, I don't have to give credence to the commitment I made. Not at all, friends. That will create serious problem in the relationship. You must listen to each other, okay? And when you make a promise to your spouse of something that will happen within the confines of the marriage, it is not a simple thing to break that promise, okay? And that also includes discussion on how many children you hope to have. Let's move to number 5. One of the other big problems that some mothers face within the confines, within the ambit of the marriage circle. Sexual issues. Oh, that's a big one. Intimacy. One may be a little more active than the other. That's a big problem, friends, And so we say to folk, get help. Your situation may be medical or psychological. Whatever it is, get help. Do not just throw up your arms in despair. If your marriage is suffering, get help. And by the way, if it concerns your spouse, if it's important to him or her, then it should be important to you. And so I encourage the couple to, both of you, seek whether medical help or psychological help. Seek counseling, but it's important that you address the issues in your relationship. Number 6, a lot of mothers sometimes complain that the dad is a slob. Oh, that's the words. That's how some mothers coin it. that he's a slob. What this means is that he is not careful in how he relates to the chores at home. For example, he takes off his clothes and he leaves it, by the way. It's as though he expects her to follow him. It's like in his mind, he believes that he married a maid. Oh, friends, that's a big problem. Ladies will not take that lightly. And so it's important that the man, assume a certain degree of responsibility, even in the way he relates to the chores at home. He must be involved, okay? If the dishes are there, don't just leave it for the wife alone to always do the dishes. Oh, you can assist too with that. Take out the trash, make the bed, do the laundry. She doesn't want, you see, you did not marry a maid. You married a wife. That's it. She's a wife to be protected, to be preserved, to be cherished, and to be pampered, to be treated with tender loving care. And so she needs your help every step of the way. And so that's one of the big problems that many ladies have. Okay? The man can be a little more attentive in how he relates to his his duties within the home. All right. I want to talk now about number 7, another big problem. Of course, I've dealt with a bit of that earlier, but just to highlight this as a specific issue. Number 7, he thinks housework is women's work. Oh, that's a big one. He thinks housework is women's work. As I said before, no, friends, if you consider that certain roles in the home are gender specific, that's a problem. Okay, we as men, we have two hands too, is that so? And so we must put our hands on deck. Friends, one of the things that we must understand when we get married is that selfishness must not prevail in the marriage. I read a statement somewhere that if the marriage does not kill selfishness, if the marriage does not kill our selfishness, then our selfishness will kill our marriage. Oh, yes. And it's important to remember that, friends. We did not marry to be served. No. Marriage is about serving your spouse. As a matter of fact, a lot of women, they will tell you that their number one love language, a lot of women, it is acts of service. What does that mean? Oh, they are elated. They feel important when they have a husband who helps them, who serves them, who assists them with the chores at home. She's pleading, she's begging for that. She wants to know that you are also serving her. And so this is a big problem, okay? He thinks housework is women's work, and that should never be. Okay? A woman wants to be pampered, and that's why you married her, to pamper her. And by the way, if you treat her well with tender loving care, let me tell you, friends, she will serve you to the grave. So it's important, men. We must not neglect our spouse and think that we married a maid or a helper, not at all. We married a woman to be nurtured, to be pampered, and to be treated with tender love again. If we treat her well, she will serve us to the grave. Let's remember that. Now, number 8. A lot of mothers believe that he doesn't share his feelings and thoughts. Oh, the silent husband. Now, there are a lot of reasons for that sometimes. One of them is that if the wife does not create the atmosphere, an open atmosphere, where he can talk without always being rebuffed, then that can be a problem. And so it's important, I say to wives, be a good listener too. Allow him, encourage him to talk, and that could sometimes help his silent treatment. Okay, there a lot of men, on the other hand, too, whenever there are issues to be addressed, and they believe that they cannot face up to these issues, they resort to what we call stonewalling. Mm-mm-mm. That's and that's not a good thing, friends. It's like they emotionally check out of the relationship. And then the wife is here, now she wants to talk. But by the way, a woman talks. A lot of people didn't know this, that statistically, a woman talks more than men, generally speaking. As a matter of fact, some believe that a woman speaks 3 times as much as a man. And she talks for many reasons, not just because she wants his advice. No, she talks, number one, to connect with him. She talks also to unburden her heart. She talks also now to sort her thoughts. She has issues dealing with, and she wants to meander through these issues. She's trying to solve a problem, and so she thinks aloud. So she talks. And so it is not always his advice that she's craving, not at all. And you see, a man, on the other hand, a man is a fixer. So often he wants to fix her. Oh, I told you to do this. Why you don't do that? You keep on talking about it. Not at all. Friends, you must understand this. When a woman is ready to talk, the man must be ready to listen. Sometimes I tell my men this. If your wife is upset and is ready to talk, you be ready to listen. And if you should interrupt her, it must be with the words, tell me more. Amen. All right? And so, men, you don't have to shut down. Okay? She wants good conversation. She likes to talk. And when she's ready to talk, don't be a passive listener. No. Don't just shut down and, don't disengage from the relationship. Don't play with the remote and, okay, and be distracted by the phone and say, well, okay, I'm listening, talk. I'm listening, why don't you talk? Well, at the same time, you are distracted. You see, there's no multitasking when it comes to listening to your spouse. Oh, no, friends. You must not listen passively. You must, on the other hand, listen actively. Amen. Listen what? Actively. So you lean forward. You use what we call encourages. Okay. Oh. And then you reflect feelings. Are you saying that you felt disrespected when I said that? Yes, I felt disrespected. And she's talking again for the next 5 minutes. You encourage her to talk. Because by so doing, you are helping her to unburden her heart. And when you do that, you become the attractive husband. For you are the one who helps her to feel a sense of relief by just talking. So, friend, there's a lot of psychology in that. You see? So remember this, a lady, when she's ready to talk, don't just shut down. Be an active listener. Engage in the conversation. Offer reasonable feedback. And that will make your wife a satisfied wife. Okay? So this is one of the big problems that mothers have. Okay? Or wives have. He doesn't share his feelings and thoughts. That's a big thing, man. The woman, that woman in your life, she wants you to be another woman, so to speak. Oh, listen to me now. And by this I mean, she wants you to talk as well. Women talk, so she wants you to talk too. A lot of men don't like to talk, but she enjoys having good conversation with you. Remember that. Number 9. A lot of mothers complain. He is obsessed with sports. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. I want to tell you, ladies, There's a way to deal with that. You see, one of the great needs of a man is for recreational companionship. You notice when he was a boy, he likes to go out with the other boys, with the friends, and they're always playing bat and ball, or they're always playing something. Sometimes the woman is, I mean, the girl is at home, with mommy doing house chores, but the boy is outside playing sports. And so this boy is the same person who became a man. He likes, he has a need for recreational companionship. And so, ladies, what you can sometimes do, as much as you are able, join him in his sports too. And when you do that, you find that that's one opportunity where you can converse with him, have good conversation with him in ways that you could not before. Okay? So remember this. Join him. You see, a man wants to feel that his wife is his best friend. And one of the ways you do that, you see, when a man sees you being engaged in what he likes as well, then he feels that you are his best friend. So be engaging sometimes. Of course, I must put a word of caution to men. It's important at times to take a break and remember that you must give her time. You must spend time with your wife. Oh, remember that sometimes I like to tell my men that for a woman, love is spelled Time. Remember that. You cannot neglect her. As a matter of fact, did you know, friends, that the number one cause of divorce in entrepreneurial couples, like the movie stars and the hedge fund managers, etc., it is because they do not spend quality time with each other. Statistically, the average American couple, for example, spend only about 16 minutes of quality time with each other per week. That's serious, friends. That's dangerous. So remember this. As much as you love to be engaged in your sporting activities, there must be a balance. For you must factor time to spend with her. Also, if you're a workaholic husband, you could be treading a dangerous ground. You must spend quality time with your wife. Okay? And so there's a balance that must be created in the process. All right, that was number 9. I hope that helped. 9 major areas of conflict for mothers. Okay, and I hope that as the men listen to these, they will apply their hearts unto wisdom and improve the relationship in meeting the needs of that special gem in their lives.
Awesome, awesome.
Yes, awesome indeed.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys. You should have done it, but written your takeaways. I'm here. I was writing my takeaways. You have yours?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. These 9 issues, and so true, so on point, so on target. I'm hoping that these moms don't have all 9, because that would be really major, to have all 9 of these things that you stated. Lloyd, that will definitely be something else. So yeah, number 6 was really interesting. Yes, that is a slob. Oh man, we don't need y'all to be slobs at all. And I love number 7 too. I love number 7. He thinks housework is a
Job.
woman's work. Yeah, a
Yeah.
woman's job, right? Yeah. So we definitely need to have these conversations and speak to your spouse. In fact, this video, go ahead and share it. Like, just put it up on your big screen so that your husband could watch it too.
That's all right.
Yes, yes.
Yes. And then number 9, he spoke about number 9 as it relates to the sports.
Mhm.
Man, you have to make sure you find that time. Like he said, love is also spelled Time, and one of women's favorite love language is quality time. So even though you want to watch your sports, you still need to make sure you find that quality time with your wife.
Yes.
That's very important.
Yeah, marriage is about serving. Like he said, Lloyd said, thank you so much for that. Marriage is about serving your spouse. Sometimes we go in thinking it's all about us, and then that is where the problems come in, the confusion come in, and that causes conflict in relationships. So this and more, of course, we talk about, and we talk about the daily drips of love in our Unique Couples Marriage Club, where it's all about the things that you intentionally do on a daily basis. So definitely join us for that in there. And for those of you who are not a part of our How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook group, go ahead and join us in there as well. So in terms of all of these, any questions, let us, you could go ahead, put your questions in the chat. We'll get to those. We'll come back in and answer those um, during the day. Yeah, so we'll come back and answer those. So you can go ahead and put your questions in the chat. If any of these points, put your favorite point in the chat. Which one stood out to you the most? Number one, is it 6 like me or 5? Put the number in the chat.
Yes, you want to make sure, let us know what your takeaways are. The conversation was great. Lots of nuggets
Mm-hmm.
Lloyd threw out there to us. So you want to make sure you grab those nuggets and make sure you use it.
Oh, I have another one before Lloyd goes and says, his final thoughts or anything. If your wife is ready to talk, be ready to listen.
All
Isn't
right.
that awesome? Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Awesome. That is awesome. Absolutely great. If she
Yes,
is ready to talk, be ready to
yes,
listen.
that's a big one, man. And sometimes your wife, they just want you to sit and listen.
Mhm. No advice. Just
Yeah, just sit and listen. You are their best friend, you are their lover. So go ahead, sit down and listen to them.
Sometimes I say to men, stop fixing and start listening.
that's it.
Yes.
Stop fixing and start listening. Awesome. Awesome.
Yes. So, Lloyd, you can just go ahead and tell our viewing audience how they can connect with you, and you can also give us your final thoughts.
No, I just before you go, I know I remember you saying, and also, we this is something that we say a lot too, that persons they'll have problems in their marriage and their relationship, and they stay stuck, and most of them go from one extreme to the other. They have the problem, they don't get assistance, don't get help, and then the next thing you know, they're divorced. So they kind of like miss the middle ground. So if you're having problems, get help. And we have Lloyd Allen here, and he is here, and he is someone that you can go to for help as well. So go ahead and let us know how our viewing audience know how they can reach you, how they can go ahead and get help, because help is always available.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Of course, I want to say that I'm also an author, and you can find my books and the writings. Of course, I have a book out for singles, especially a close look at love, sex, and relationships. Um, and of course, you can find that on Amazon and other sites, Barnes and Nobles, etc. Also have an ebook, over 200 tips to reignite the flame of love in your marriage.
Awesome.
And you can also download the ebooks free of charge from my website. And by the way, the only thing you need to remember my website is Lloyd Allen. That's my name, lloydallen.org. Beautiful. That's right there on the screen, lloydallen.org. You can reach me too for any reason just by visiting the website. You'll see my phone numbers there, my contact information. You can email me, whatever it is, lloydallen.org.
Awesome. Awesome. You heard it, Lloyd Allen.org. You can go ahead and reach out to him. He has books for singles, for married couples as well. Get the ebook and definitely get the assistant. Don't go from zero to done. To that D word that we don't want couples to go through. Don't go from zero to divorce. Go and get the help and assistance that you need, because nothing is wrong with getting help. So if you're a mom and you feel overwhelmed, have that conversation with your husband. And if he isn't listening, then hey, bring in someone, a mediator, to come in and just kind of like talk and be open and just bring light to your situation, and so that you can get the help that you need. But you do not need to stay stuck, and you do not need to stay in the problems. You need to make your relationship the most important issue. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. And I want to say, Vito and Linda, you are doing a great work. How much we need people like you both, more people like you both, with programs like this, because there is a great need in our society today for people who are laboring assiduously to mend broken relationships, to restore relationships, and to make marriages work. So I just want to celebrate you and acknowledge the great work that you are doing. Keep it up.
Yes.
Yes.
And we just want to also say thank you to Lloyd for taking time out of your schedule to come speak to our community this evening. And it was an awesome conversation.
Yes,
Like I
definitely.
said earlier, lots of nuggets. We all learned from it, and we definitely will use it in our marriage, because like we always tell our unique couples community, marriage is work. Just like how you go on your jobs Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, you have to put that time in your marriage. You have to put the work in your
Mm-hmm.
marriage.
Be intentional, definitely.
Yes.
And that's one of the things I normally say too. You're perfectly right that a great marriage does not just happen, it is
Mm-hmm.
created.
Definitely,
Definitely, definitely.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
and
And
and persons who made this happen as well. We want to take time out to thank our sponsors.
yes,
Yeah.
we want to go ahead and thank Hair to Please. You can contact Hair to Please 242-351-1962 for all of your weave, all of your frontals. I know Mother's Day was today and the ladies got all dolled up. So
But
whatever special occasion you have coming up, you can go to Hair to Please so you can get your hair done.
don't make it just a Mother's Day thing. Okay, we want to make sure we're taking care of ourselves on a daily basis. Nail Lab Creation by Anna. Go ahead and contact her as well. Get all fixed up, dolled up, from head to toe and nails, right? And then Style Me Pretty by Shadra. We want to thank all of them for continuing to support the work that we are doing, with unique couples, helping to spread the message of healthy marriages, here in the Bahamas and all around the world. And we also have Party with Serenity. Thank you so much, Sophie, and your team for all of the support.
Yes. And also just want to remind you all, if you are not a part of the How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook group, you want to go ahead and join the How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook group. And then you wanna you wanna become a part of the upcoming challenge, the
Yes.
5-day How to Strengthen Your Marriage challenge, and have the marriage of your dreams, even if your spouse doesn't want to. So
Mm-hmm.
you want to go ahead, join the group, and be a part of that challenge that's coming up.
And we have a simple tracker that you could go ahead and use. It's a tracker to keep you on track on how you're loving your spouse. So, men, you can use it. Wives, you can use it as well. So, when you join the group, go ahead and register to receive that tracker, and definitely keep accountable on how you're loving your spouse. And it's something that you can do easily, because it's easy to do and it's easy not to do. And we have something on Monday as well in the group.
Well,
Yeah.
the link is in the description for the How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook group. And then tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Sip and Spill
Mm-hmm.
right in the How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook group. So you want to tune in tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Sip and Spill.
Yes, so that's Mondays at 7:30.
Yes.
Yes.
And then at 8 p.m. on Monday in the Unique Couples Marriage Club, you want to tune in for Manage Your Marriage Mondays with Vito and Linda. So in the Unique Couples Marriage Club, this is where we take it up another notch. This is an exclusive club, and you want to also join that club. If you want more information, go ahead and type in hashtag club in the comments so you can find out how you can become a part of the Unique Couples Marriage Club.
Oh, yes. It is motivation, inspiration, and transformation for your marriage. We definitely, we're happy about our marriages and making sure that our marriage succeed, and the persons around us, and we want your marriage to succeed as well, because we can all have great marriages, right? So let's work on those nine, some of those biggest issues that Lloyd mentioned. Work on those, and if you need help, reach out and get the help. Do not stay stuck, because help is always available. Yes.
Yes.
So we had fun
Yes,
as
we yes,
always.
we had fun sharing with you. Once again, we want to thank Lloyd Allen for being with us this evening. We want to thank our Unique Couples community for being here with us.
Happy Mother's Day again.
Happy Mother's Day again. Here at Unique Couples, we are building stronger couples, healthier marriages, and happier families. We love you guys. Have a great evening. See you tomorrow in Sip and Spill.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.